before I begin and before I jump into my speech, I was speaking with Brian, wherever he is, and every one of the students behind me here today, and including Jack, have a day off. This was not mandatory for them. They came on their own fruition to support the town in this effort. So I wanted to thank you. To thank the town itself, to thank our select board members. It doesn't go without notice that this doesn't happen in every town. It's pretty amazing that we get to do this. We fill this room. We have this antique flag and this antique hall. It's a beautiful thing. So thank you all for that as well. I have to say, I'm absolutely humbled to be here, and I'm absolutely humbled to be asked to provide this speech today and to give the speech today. And as I sat down a couple weeks ago and I began writing the speech, I fully intended on sitting down and writing out the words Veterans Day speech across the top of the page. And I paused and I thought to myself, is it an apostrophe S or is it an S? I'm like, this is absolutely not a good way to start writing a speech. But after doing some brief digging and some self-reflection, I soon landed at the answer. That this is not a day that belongs to veterans. It's not possessive. It's a day that's attributive to them. But it's also a day that we, veterans and non-veterans alike, we get to share. Now, I'm going to give a disclaimer here. I am nobody special. I'm not a Medal of Honor recipient. I am a guy from Rhode Island that's proud of his country, understanding both the flaws and the strengths of it all. I'm a guy from Rhode Island that remembers September 11, 2001, and the images, just like many of you here in this room, pretty much everyone in this room, we remember the images that are burned into our minds for the rest of our life. I'm one of the tens of thousands that raise their right hand every year to join the ranks of America's military. And today I speak from the perspective of a civilian, a resident of this town. However, as many of you know, Marines are quite fond of our titles. And so I also speak to you as a Marine with firsthand insight and understanding of the resolve that our service members, that we regularly display. This is the first time that I've put this uniform on in 6 years. And yes, I'm still happy it fits. It's also the first Veterans Day since the war in Afghanistan effectively came to an end. It's a very symbolic day for me. It's a very symbolic day for a lot of us. It can also be a very emotional day for us. But today, across the country, here, across the world, Americans will pause. We'll pause to honor our fighting men and women who have many generations underwritten our freedom by their duty, their honor, and their service. Today, as we reflect on the blessings of our liberty, the ability to speak your mind, to go where you want to go, eat what you want to eat, do whatever it is you want to do on any single day, we must never forget that we cannot rightfully celebrate that joy of freedom without remembering the great price that's been paid for it. Now, my message today is twofold. First, to the audience, that the members of the audience that have served or have lost loved ones, to those that have served us or have lost loved ones, to the non-veterans. Today has always served as a bridge, a connection between our two worlds. It's a day where we get to come together with our broader families, our friends, our communities, and we get to share of our experiences. We get to be proud of who we are and what we've done. And at the same time, it's a day where you all, by attending events such as this, by showing up on your days off, by shaking the hands of a veteran, by saying thanks, it shows your support, which on behalf of all the veterans here, means the world to us. And as I reflect on my own time, I recognize that all veterans have given something to this country. Some have given all, laying down their lives to defend the freedoms that we hold so dear. My generation of veterans, we don't seek out the community. We rarely join VFWs. Many of us rarely even seek assistance from the VA. We did not fight in a conventional war. We fought in asymmetric warfare that spanned 2 decades. Fought by different sides with different goals and broader perceptions, using radically different methods to conduct a war in a broader struggle against the global war on terrorism. But the truth is, it doesn't end. We carry these experiences, both the good and the bad, the things that have changed us forever. We carry them with us forever. And life as a veteran can be insular. And although Veterans Day is in a lot of ways a celebration, it's also a day of remembrance and reflection. Being here today, all of you are making that connection across the bridge. Showing your support to the people that go forward and answer the call. And I am eternally grateful. For those Marines, soldiers, airmen, sailors, Coast Guard that have been in the audience today and have stood guard in peacetime, and to those that have seen the terror, the horror, and the inhumanity of combat, and to those who paid the ultimate sacrifice, let it be said that we have been there for America, and let it be said that we will always be there to defend the Constitution of the United States when called to do so. The United States of America has been and is one of the greatest experiments of all time. It requires constant attention and change. Things will never remain the way they were, and that's okay. It's easy for us to be cynical during these times, but cynicism is not to be confused with wisdom. I witnessed firsthand young 19-year-old men and women arrive bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to give and take on whatever arduous task I assigned them. I watched firsthand Marines with 6 to 7 combat deployments, don 100-plus pound packs in 100-plus degree weather, and walk towards that objective without any other consideration. I've witnessed their ingenuity and their cleverness prevail during situations where most would have buckled. I've witnessed Marines with pure grit continue to move forward during some of the most trying times. I have seen hundreds of our nation's youth walk into my recruitment office down in Florida and say, "Captain Dulieu, sir, I just want to serve the country." I've also witnessed the lighter side of the Marine Corps. Marines playing soccer with Afghan children who are no different than my children. Building schools in places where there were none. Installing wells where people had to walk miles to get water. The memories of my Marines ripping open boxes of melted chocolates on any given day that were sent by support groups across the world. The countless laughs and jokes that I absolutely can't repeat today. All of this, all the laughter, the fun, even while we were far away from our loved ones, far away from everybody we were doing what we were doing for. We didn't think about politics or issues. We thought about each other. This is the reality. The ties that bond every one of us are stronger than anything that divides us. This is where we truly stand as a nation. To all our veterans and their families, I have a heartfelt and simple message. Thank you. Thank you for your unwavering service in peacetime and in war, here in this nation and throughout the world. And as I look out at the audience today, it's hard because I look out and I'm surrounded by so many that did so much more than I. So much greatness. Who am I to be standing here talking to you? And when I think about the end of Afghanistan and everything that's around us today on this Veterans Day, sum it up today that every one of us, we can walk out of this room today with our heads held high, with the knowledge that we took up the mantle. We met the objective regardless of where it was and how it ended. We showed up. Thank you for attending today. God bless you, God bless your families, and God bless America.